watch my clumsiness.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I believe we are live now here at Owensville High School on a beautiful day. I've got some amazing company up here, and that is Mr. Sam Guerrero. We are here live for the Owensville Open Track Meet. Sam, how are you today?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing good now that we got everything all set up. It's always a sigh of relief once we're actually ready to go. So.
You got a lot of stuff to set up here. I don't envy you. I like walking in and just putting the headphones on.
Yeah. Well, it looks like we already got 3 people on here. Thanks to those that have already joined with us tonight. Obviously, we're going to be doing the track meet this evening. I've got a lot of information to show up on screen for you, but first I'd like to take you around to our camera setup just so you guys can see kind of what we're working with here tonight, what you can expect. Our first camera here is up on top of the press box and is pointed at the discus. I was just talking with Sam. We think they're still warming.
I can't verify that. That kid's got his jersey off, or he's got it well. There's no bathroom measuring, so I think they're still practicing. He's walking out to get his own discus, so
it's still practice.
I'm going to say practice.
Okay, and then from this camera, I actually have control of this from the press box, so I will.
This is a third and final call. Third and final call for boys discus, girls shot, boys and girls long and triple jump, which is being run cafeteria style. Girls pole, boys high jump, and boys javelin. Third and final call.
We have a lot of things going on in the field events right off the bat.
So can you tell me a little bit about what does cafeteria style?
That's just as you come up in line, you're the next to throw.
Oh, okay. So it's like you show up and there's a certain time frame as long as you show up in that time frame.
Like they basically, you walk up and then I guess you put your name down and then that's your order. So.
Okay.
When the announcer is talking, there's a really bad echo.
Okay, so Granite says he's viewing. I have a walkie-talkie up here. We got a guy on the field. I guess I'll go ahead and go to that camera real quick. That is camera 5. Granite is down the field with his wireless camera. He's also got a walkie-talkie. He just wirelessly told us that there's a pretty bad echo whenever Mrs. Copeland, Cindy Copeland, speaks over the intercom. So I'm going to turn that down just a little bit. We do want you to be able to hear it, but we don't want to be too loud.
Need anything from the concession stand?
No, I'm good, thank you.
What about you?
I'm good for right now. I appreciate the offer.
Good seeing you.
Yeah, I saw Dominic down there. He told me you were up here.
Yeah, I'm in here.
All right, well, I'll listen for you.
Well, you won't hear us. You'll hear Cindy's.
You're on the headset.
Yeah, we're doing on the internet. We're streaming.
Oh.
Yeah. See, you can wave with the team. You're on the live broadcast.
Fun. Okay. Well, cool stuff. I'll see you soon.
You betcha.
All right, so I'll finish taking us around the cameras here. So here, like I said, this is the camera that I will be able to get us to some field events. Sam is the track expert here, not myself. So if he says that he wants to see a certain thing, I'm going to take us there. Admittedly, I've always been a baseball guy, so during track season, I haven't been able to make it to a ton of track stuff. So, Sam, you have no idea how thankful I am to have you.
Well, I just listened to the broadcast last year and just had the best time listening to you.
Was it like Grace Abel?
No,
Andrew Blankenship. Yes.
And you were asking him the question. Well, I don't know. I never ran track. I thought that was very funny. I thought maybe I could help out.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm no expert, but I've been to a lot of track meets.
You were a ton of fun during football season too. I love having you up here during football season.
I truly enjoyed that. I love it.
It's a blast. So again, this is the camera that will operate from up here. This camera here is on our shot put ring, obviously. It will glitch a little bit from time to time just because it's on wireless, but it always picks right back up. So we'll tune in over there every now and then. The one thing about the shot put pit is Sam and I, we can't see it at all.
It's out of our view. It's out the window. We want to look at it. So.
Right, so I will peek over there every now and then, but unfortunately there's just only so much I can do there. Here is another camera that we have on top of the press box that's pointed over at our long jump and triple jump pits. So we will go to that from time to time. And like I said, this is the wireless one that Grant has on the field. He'll be able to pick up some views from the actual track, and then also from over at the different pits and the pole rotating areas on the field. And then last but not least, we have the camera that's up here in the press box that will pan to every now and then. We'll have some other students up here helping throughout the evening. So very thankful for all the students that help us. Next, I want to put something on the screen here. Sam and I both have a copy of these up here with us. I will have a live timer on here for the events that are happening on the track at some point. So Sam and I will probably be referencing that quite a lot. And you guys will get to see scores and things like that as we go. I've got several things I want to pull up for you guys this evening. The first is the schedule for tonight. Currently, you see on the screen, Sam and I have one of these up here as well. Our running events start at 4:30, and our field events are supposed to start at 4, so I'm assuming they're getting ready to get started, or they are getting started right now. The other thing that we do have a difficult time trying to get film of is our javelin, because it's over at the middle school, and unfortunately, one, we only have so many cameras, and two, it's a pretty long distance away.
Long way. It's more than a javelin throw away.
Yeah, you couldn't throw a javelin there. It's a long ways off. And the last thing that I will show you, and this is for our Owensville watchers, and that is going to be this screen right here, which right now is not on the right thing. It's on my YouTube, and that's okay, because it's supposed to be here. So this is a list of the Owensville athletes that are actually competing in these different events. So, as I look at this, we want to talk about, I guess, the 3,200 meter relay. Sam, what is a 3,200 meter relay for those of us that don't know much about track?
So each runner will run a 3,200. So they're basically running 2 miles. Each runner is running 1,300 each lap. So it's four runners doing
It's an 8-mile run.
Yes. Holy smokes. It takes some time. So it looks like our 4 runners are right down there, right below us. It looks like we've got Callaway, Chris Reyes, Callaway, Greg Dietrich. So, we're not too bad. Our distance is kind of strong to our team, all in all. Boys and girls.
Got a strong cross-country program in the fall.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
We've seen these for running cross-country the last 2 years for the 3 of them. Drake, Chris, and Zach are all sophomores.
Correct.
And then
I've seen this year, so this is his swan song this season right here. So, yeah. And we got more of that sophomore class. There's a lot of runners in there.
oh my goodness, yes. Sophomore class all together, really all sports here. Pretty darn athletic. Very good on the basketball floor. And then, like you said, cross country. That group of boys is one of the best I've ever seen.
Yeah. They definitely going to be something to regret with the next 2 years.
The new thing that we're doing tonight, and I'll pop it up several times, we only have this for a few runners right now. I wanted to try to get a gauge on what people thought of it, but is right here, as you see pop up on screen, we're going to start trying in my broadcasting class to get some of the PRs from these runners. And we're going to do the same thing with baseball statistics and things like that have pop up on the screen. But you see Zachary Holtmeyer here. Holy smokes, if he's going to go down as one of the best runners in school history.
Clearly. I told Felix, I said, hey, you're probably going to beat your time. Now, Felix is the third fastest miler in school history. I think Zach's going to take it probably this year. If I had to make a bet, just by the start he's had, if it's not this year, for sure next year. So he's definitely, he's all in. He runs, he puts in the time, he puts in the miles. That's what it takes to be good. And he's probably going to be, he could possibly be the best.
It very well could be that way. As you see on screen right now, you see his 3,200 time. I was talking to Coach Dave about that, and I believe that's his 3,200 time for this year, which 3,200 is 2 miles, so 10:25. I am not a track guy, so I don't know where that stacks up.
That's a good time. I mean, there are times now. There's I don't know if Herman's here tonight or not.
They're
not. Well, they have a runner, Nolan Cup, who's running a 9:30. 3,200. So that's pretty elite. You get to those
Athletes,
times,
now have your attention, please. This is a first call for girls and for boys for the 4x800 meter relay, and first call for the 3,200 meter run.
He knows how to train those guys to get, as they go on through the season, they get better and better.
Absolutely. We got some shot put happening right now, so like I said, it's going to be very challenging for us to be able to get, over there whenever certain people are throwing shot. But while we're here for a second, I did want to mention Connor Vogt. He's a senior here at OHS. He throws shot put, and I believe in his most recent meet, he threw 8.88 meters.
That was not a first call for the 3,200 meter run. That's later.
So, as we get our shot results, our discus, our field event results, I will try to throw those on screen for anybody that is paying attention, anybody that's watching, and you guys will be able to see those as well. Things will really start picking up here once things happen on the track. From last year, what I learned is, you try to follow the field events as much as you possibly can. A little bit hard with the live broadcast, but the stuff that's happening on the track is really the ones that are the easiest to capture, easiest to talk about. So, no shade to the field events, but it's a little bit easier on us once we get to the track.
The action is right in front of us. We're kind of looking here and there and everywhere. Just looking at the discus there. I don't see anybody measuring yet, but it looks like they're probably getting ready to start now. The pit area where they throw from is empty, so I'm guessing that we're getting ready to start. I'm looking at we've got a lot of names. Now, I don't know how many of these are thrown, but there are a ton.
You're talking about in the discus?
Yeah, for the Owensville, looks like we got at least 2, 4, 6, 7 boys probably going to throw that have numbers up here. I'm assuming some of these kids haven't thrown or just not varsity.
So I see. So there's varsity girls discus, and let's go ahead and take a look at varsity. Holy smokes, you're 17. So one thing that I do know from talking to the guys at school, Eli Graham currently holds the school record for the discus, and he came off a strong meet, I believe, in Cuba. I believe what he told me was he said the Cuba record was
I didn't hear. I wasn't able to go to the meet. I had to work, but I know that the boys won that meet. But I tell you what, that is one good dude right there, and just so unassuming, just a laid back kind of guy. Just however it goes is what it goes. But he's a competitor.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. He was probably seen him if you watch any of our basketball broadcast. He was a big part of that boys basketball team out this year. Ton of fun to watch. On the girls' side, it looks like we have Kiana Waymeyer is a senior, Alexis Manning, Elizabeth Goggins, Delilah Crow, I know is a freshman, and Bree Beckerman is also an upperclassman here at OHS as well. So those are your female discus throwers. It looks like we have quite a few less of those, Sam.
Yeah.
Not quite as many. And I guess when it's cafeteria style, they, like you said, they take their time to get up to to throw, and that is just basically whenever they're there.
Right.
Before we have stuff happening here on the track, I'll peek over to the different spots on the field events. Looks like nobody's currently in the discus circle. I do think I see Wyatt Bone over there, standing by one of the posts. Here at the long jump, I do see a lot of orange and black up the ramp. Oh, here comes Sin at Owensville.
They're doing the run-throughs there right now, so they're just getting their steps down.
Oh, probably not 10. I'll keep one of your own.
So, you guys have a call for
The whole thing.
when talking, you guys talk off.
Okay. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Granted, let us know that we have an echo. We're gonna get that figured out. I knew I saw it in the chat. You said there was an echo. Can you hear it better now?
Athletes, can I have your attention, please? This is our second call for the boys and girls 4x800 meter relay. And before the start of the relay, we will be having the national anthem.
Oh, so they are going to do the 4x8 first, which is
Different than what's on the schedule, right?
correct. We are. Now we're in.
Yours is really bad to the side, though. You guys still. Always one of the cameras on.
Yeah, now it should be better. All right. First broadcast with a new video mixer. I didn't realize the video mixer was pulling audio from one of the cameras in here. I believe it should be better now once it gets caught up there, granted. That would make a ton of sense why that was doing that. So I could probably give that a little bit more again.
There we go.
Better? Yeah.
Now
Thank
it's
you,
not
Granite.
Random windy noise.
That would have been pretty rough if it was like that the entire time. So,
Would have tuned some viewers out.
yeah, might have.
The one viewer we currently have.
We have 8, don't we?
Yeah, it says we have. Yeah.
Tell your friends, viewers.
All right. Well, we apologize about that. Like I said, we got a new video mixer up here, which is good because it allows us to have more than 4 cams, which is what we had in the past. But it is bad because we have to learn how to use it. Yeah, if you want to go to Hunter, I think you could go there for now. That'd be good. As I said earlier, Hunter Leach is going to be singing the national anthem here before the start of the 4. They said the 4x8. Is that
They
what
said 4x8. So now, and I heard Cindy say that the 4x32 was going to be later, but all the boys were, and even our girls are out there warming up. But I guess I don't know when later is because it's first on our thing, but.
Yeah, that looks like it's probably based on the girls that are on screen there that you see. It looks like Eileen Lindbergh, Hannah Gellert, Abby Gibson, and Bryn Wright. That would be probably the 3,200 meter relay people.
Well, that could be their 4x8 too. Now because Bryn doesn't run 3,200 typically, but she might today.
Huh.
She's more of the 800's her thing, you know. So I would expect it. I know Eileen, all those girls run those distances, but I don't think Bryn is a 3,200 girl though. I'm not sure who they'll put in for that.
It's a good question. An answer, and
Well,
one that I
here.
don't have an answer to.
I guess I do have an answer because I can look it up. We should have it in the entries here. Let me just see if I can peruse through and find that.
All right. Additionally, I am.
Wait a minute. It says Hannah's running the 3,200, but I don't see a 4x32. I don't know that maybe we don't have a girls' entry into that.
I guess that is possible too. I guess all the events that we offer, we don't necessarily have to have somebody running in them.
No, you don't have to. If you don't have 4 girls that could do that, then you can't put
You
4.
just don't have somebody in that event.
Yes.
Can you talk to the viewers a little bit about how track scoring works
Well, I would.
from a team perspective?
If I can remember. So each, as I recall, I'm trying to remember if it's 8, it's 10 points I think for a win.
Yeah, I think it actually says that on this sheet here. It says scoring individual 10-8-6-4-2-1.
Okay.
Relay is 10-8-6-4-2.
So yes, so your top 10 is first, 8 is second, 6 is third, 4th is 4, 5th would be the one. Where did you see that at? Okay, there. Yeah. So yeah, you basically your top 6 scores on down to the 6th place, I guess, would get 1 point. and then in relays it's only the 5 places. So yeah, so each team then, if you, however they win, and then if you have multiple teams in one event, which we will have that, you know, if they finish, you know, if you have your team finish, you know, 1 and 2, then you get 18 points for that event. That's big time scoring for a team, you know, especially when you're trying to win a meet. So yeah, you want to try to obviously place as many in the top 6 or top 3 as you can.
What kind of scoring typically does win a meet?
Oh well, some of the scores that I saw, depending on how many you have, like Washington, I went to the Montgomery City meet, and I think they won with their boys. I think it was the boys won with like 160 something points, and I think Owensville came in third with like right around
This is a third
right
and
around
final
100
call
points. So
for the boys and girls 800-meter relay. This is a first call for the girls 100-meter hurdles.
We got some of our Dutch girls right now throwing shot put. You can see there in the shot put pit. Kiana Waymeyer, she just threw. I think I see Lexus Manning down there. She is throwing it. I assume that based on the way this is happening right now, this has still got to be warm-ups, right? They usually do one at a time once they get going. Here, you can see it on my screen here.
yeah, they're still warming up. Now I see some activity. Looks like Coach Candrell, maybe Coach Candrell. It looks like his hat way over there at the.
Oh, yep,
discus.
you're right. Good call. He's right here.
So they might have needed some clarification or something, because I'm assuming he's going over there. It looks like he's got a purpose, and he's going to get them, because they really haven't started throwing over there yet that I could tell.
Man, so Coach Candrell's the head track coach here at the high school. Man, you really got to have your head on a swivel to track meet.
Well, yes, I mean, especially when you're the head coach. I mean,
oh my goodness,
he's got assistants here and there, you know, the sprinters and whatnot. But you know, and to be honest, over the last few years, Coach Candrell's focused mostly on the field events. That's kind of his expertise, more or less. You know, pole vaulting is probably prime when you look at his kids being pole vaulters, as they both were or are. And but yeah, he focuses mainly on the field events, and then lets the other coaches focus on the running events. I will say we've got probably some of the best coaches for track and field in the state. You know, when you come down to it, they've cultivated a lot of talent out of here.
Absolutely. I would love to know the exact count on how many runners Coach Candrell has sent to college to run, whether it be cross country or track events, and it's got to be a lot.
It's got to be a lot. Well, you can go just in the last 3 or 4 years. I'd probably count, 10 for sure. In the last 2 to 3 years.
And we've got more coming out of here with the group that's in right now.
Oh, absolutely. Well, Abby Gibson and Eileen have already signed letters of intent to run at their colleges.
That's correct. On the boys' side, I don't know that we have any seniors this year that are going on to run in college.
I don't think so.
But we do have some that are going to be coming up. I mean, Zachary Holtmeyer will absolutely go run somewhere.
Yes. If he doesn't, it'd be a shame, but I'm sure he will. He'll get some offers, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Also, as you can see here it's in the middle of your screen here. One of the middle school track coaches, Miss Kayla Hebner. She is down there with a long jump pit. She is the blonde who is now walking towards the pit, I guess, trying to get a measurement, as they are definitely, I think, underway down there.
Yes, you can definitely see. I see someone with a clipboard over there.
Direct your attention to the north end of the field, down by the buses, to the flag. We have Hunter Leach here that is going to sing the national anthem for us.
Okay, let's start singing.
It's ready for you.
All right. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight were the we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bomb bursting in air, gave proof
Very nicely done there by Mr. Hunter Leach here at OHS. You can see him right there on screen.
A lot of high notes.
Absolutely. Qualified for All-State this year with choir. Did a fantastic job. Very awesome student here at OHS. And now I cannot seem to remember where we left off, but I guess this means that we're getting ready to get started with these 800-meter relays.
Yeah, they're walking their way down to the starting line. So yeah, we'll be doing that. And it looks like you said, we're kicking off in the discus area now. There's someone warming up to get ready to throw for real.
I'm thinking that based on what I'm looking at, I think that's Bradley Lewis, a freshman here at Owensville High School, just threw his discus, and I'm thinking that's Aiden Carpenter. Get into the ring now. You know, one of the things that I've always been so amazed by, do you know Mr. Michael?
Andrew Michael?
Andrew Michael, yes.
Absolutely, I do, yes.
I was always amazed at how he knew every person's name. He would come and he would sub here. It was like he remembered every student's name. He took a lot of pride in being able to do that. Man, I feel like I can't remember them all, but sometimes I catch myself even on here. I'm like, man, that's really far away, but I'm pretty sure that's – now watch me, the kids will correct me. But that's definitely Bradley Lewis, and I'm pretty sure that's Aiden Carpenter that just threw. But I think there's some value in being able to know people's names.
Well, absolutely. Because the older you get, the more you forget names. I'll just tell you that right now.
Yeah. Okay, so you can see our Granite cam here. Granite is making his way down to the field once again as we're getting ready to get started here with the relays. It looks like it is the girls. I don't have the sheet pulled up right now.
You know, they're going to run, I think, both of these together.
Oh, the boys and the girls will run together.
I think the boys and girls are going to run together. It looks like to me they're all on the track at the same time. That usually doesn't happen. I mean, if there's not very many running, they can do that. So you see all the hurdles are in everything but the inside two lanes. They'll when they get around the corner, we don't have a camera on there, but there's some cones out there, and that's the cut-in line. And then they can cut in. They'll start off in 8 lanes or whatever, and then they'll cut in. They can run into the inside lane or two, and the hurdles won't be in the way on these distance runs like this.
Yeah, I guess they get spread out enough to where that's probably not an issue.
Yeah, they'll have the girls on the inside, the boys will be on the outside, and then like I said, when they get over those orange cones across the way over there, that's the cut-in line, and they can cut into the inside lanes.
Let me see if I can get this camera over here and show the viewers what you're talking about. You look on the computer screen is, let's see.
Yeah, there the cones are right there. You're right on them.
So once they get to those cones, they can start filtering into that first lane, which is where they'll always stay.
Correct, yes. As long as they know that, because
have you seen it not that way before?
I have seen it not that way before, and people were yelling at the runners to move in, and they didn't. I guess the runners didn't know what they were talking about, so they stayed running in their lanes. And finally, when the coaches said, "Hey, when you guys get the baton, you can cut into the inside lanes. You don't have to run in your lanes the whole way around." So it looks like is that
Zachary?
Zachary out in front. So
he got to the cones first, it appears.
Yes. So he can start just slowly veering into that. You know, if it's crowded, a lot of times they'll cut in a little quicker. If they're not, you know, he has all the room in the world to do that.
And then with an 800, they're running this thing twice.
That's correct. Each lap they're running two. Each runner runs 2 laps. So.
All right. While this is happening, guys, I'm going to see if I can pull up. There was a spot last year where I could pull up like live time so you could see them. I'm not seeing them right now. So the best that we can do is show you how people are placing. As soon as I figure out the timing deal, we'll get that on screen again for you. So it looks like from the girls' perspective, Eileen, though, is leading her.
She's leading her group, too, are both. Now, this is a lot of times it's a strategy, you know, with the running. So we're going with our best runner first and trying to get a big lead. Now, you know, hopefully that's a big enough lead. If I'm assuming that's New Haven is in the green, I would assume.
Yes, New Haven is here, yes.
They might have a runner that's on their second or third leg that might be their best runner. I think, to look at it, Eileen passed New Haven's boy runner. So, I mean, I know like our girls are stacked and our boys are pretty good. We're going to see how they fare out in this race here. But
We would expect our girls. You see Zach coming down the home stretch here of his last lap of his 800. We'd expect our girls to have a lot of success as they have. You see the handoff there.
Handoff to
Drake.
Drake Dietrich.
Take it back over here. You can see this group coming back in. But we would expect that girls group. I mean, they finished third at state. And as you see Eileen coming across, hands it off to Abby.
I'm going to say it's Bryn. I'm not 100% sure. It doesn't.
Attention, please. This is a third and final call for the girls.
Let's see. I'll try to get us a zoom in here on this
It
cam.
could be Bryn. It doesn't, or it could be Abby. It doesn't look like Abby's run to me. And I hate to say that. I mean, I've watched these girls run for, a long time, and this looks like it could be Bryn running.
All right. Who's it look like on the screen? I can't see it on the camera. That's Bryn. You're right.
Just, I recognize runs. Crazy as that sounds.
Let's see here. Okay.
Distance running is definitely, like I said earlier, a strong suit for Owensville at this time. Especially
You're
like I said,
100%
our
right.
girls.
That is definitely Bryn. On the home stretch, now I can
Yeah.
definitely tell.
She will probably be handing off to Abby. Would be I would think, the third leg, and then Hannah will probably bring it home on the fourth leg.
And it looks like
Drake is way out there.
Drake is now for the boys. So the boys still lead this thing on the guys' side.
By half a lap. 200 meters they're ahead. Our girls are about 75 meters ahead of the next closest boy. Now Drake is going to hand off to Chris Reyes.
See Coach Dave doing the timing there. I've got to find a way to get my hands on those times as they come across. While this is happening here, I'm going to peek over. See Coach Cangel there. He's measuring out the discus throwers. Track is a wild deal. There's a lot going on.
It's spread out, that's for sure, especially on our place. I mean, most places are, though. All the tracks you go to, especially since they start throwing javelin, you can't throw a javelin in the midfield. You gotta have an open area away from people because of the danger. Most of your discus and your shots can be relatively close, but the javelin that throws that way out. We won't know anything's going on there until.
Bryn Wright gets the handoff there to that looks like Abby Gibson. Is that right?
Yes, that is Abby.
Okay. New Haven coming across here. Getting ready for their handoff to their third leg, I believe.
Chris is coming in on his first lap.
Chris Ray is here. He is.
That's his first lap right there.
I guess what I will do too is the next time the gun goes off, I will. I'll use my phone until we get this figured out.
They do a beep. I thought it would be a gunshot, but it was a beep. I heard the beep go off, and I wasn't ready for it, and the race was going.
Oh, it's a beep now.
Like an electronic beep or whatever.
I think I remember Coach Dave talking about that earlier. Looks like Abby Gibson here coming around the bend. She's getting ready to come to this home stretch.
She's coming in on her first leg of her 800. So at some point in time, I would love for Owensville to have an actual visual timer where we could look at it at least to see what we're running. We just kind of go by like you do. I did that a lot with Felix. So I'd always put my phone, hit the start button on the race, and so I had an idea of what he was running. Chris is coming in on his second lap here. He's getting ready to hand off to Kyle Bowman.
Chris Ray is another one of those sophomore boys that we had been talking about that had done so great in cross country.
Slow down a little bit, Kyle.
He came out hot, didn't he?
you got a long way to go. It's not a 100-meter sprint. It's 800. So,
well, he's off to a quick start. Can he maintain it?
well, I can tell you for a fact, not many people can maintain that speed.
That's pretty quick.
That's quick. He's feeling his oats today though, but that's good. If he's feeling good, that's good because I talked to him at the Montgomery County meet, and he said he had been sick and had some injury, and he wasn't really in the shape he needed to be. And I said, well, season's long yet, and that's good. If he's still holding pretty decent pace there on his first 300 there. So we'll see how long he can go on the back 400 and see.
You see him coming across about the 20-yard line now. Be seeing him cross here on the granite cam in just a moment.
The granite cam.
Owensville still has a relatively large lead. Did they lap?
They lapped. So
okay.
Yeah, we're a lap up on New Haven, who is the next closest competitor, or the only other competitor for the boys. Hannah Gellert's got the baton for the girls now on her first 400.
She's on the back end there beyond the pole vault pits, making her way around the bend. You also see some high jump and stuff.
They're
warming up over there.
They're warming up. I would almost have to assume we'll be pole vaulting pretty soon, but I don't know. I mean, I've seen a lot of people doing some practice runs and things on that. And that's another thing with those like pole vaulting and your high jump. Most of those athletes do multiple events, so they might be in the middle of their event with the high jump or whatever, and they have to go run an event. So then they end up having to kind of hold up that event while they run, and then they have to come back and they give them a little bit of time to catch their breath and whatnot to jump, but.
That's going to be it there for the Dutchmen as they have won their 4x8 here, correct?
Correct. Pretty handily. But that's good. It's a confidence builder, a way to work on time.
Absolutely.
You gotta even though you're dominating the race, you gotta be able to push yourself to run good times, because there's other teams out there that you've got to beat later on.
Absolutely. For anyone who's ever ran, 400s or 800s or done running workouts, that feeling when you get done running the 800, your legs are jello-y, you're tired.
You're tired because it's a sprint, but it's also a long distance. It's not the same. 400s, everybody hated running 400s. I can attest to that because I did it. And
400s really jello-y.
It's a full-on sprint for 400 meters, and it's just how much do you have in the tank.
Yeah, that's tough. That's very tough.
But
Hannah Gellert here.
And she's finishing up hers.
And the girls seem to take first in the 4x8 as well, correct?
Yes, they are done. Now, I don't know. It's a battle here between New Haven, and I'm not sure who the light blue team is, but they're
neck and neck here.
Neck and neck. It's who wants it more, I think, on this one. So New Haven's got the edge coming down the stretch.
Gonna have a fun finish here. I'll try to follow it with this cam in case Granite is still on our athletes.
I think the New Haven girls outlegging her just a little longer stride, but look at this at the end.
She gave it a push.
Just didn't quite have enough.
Oh, she's exhausted. They are exhausted. And you see our Dutch girls there from this camera that I'm on up here.
That's when you put it all out there. When you're doubled over or laying on the ground at the end of the race, you've done all. You left it all on the track.
That's a good group of girls right there, Coach. Those girls, great in the classroom, about as kind as you can find.
Absolutely, not only good athletes, but just better people. You know, and that's the thing. You know, with a lot of these kids, I've had the honor of being able to watch them grow up a little bit. You know, with being involved with the cross country and Coach Candrell and all that. You know, these long distance runners, I really fortunate to be able to hang out with them, and you too. You know,
Absolutely.
when you were coaching.
Yep. Yeah, it's a ton of fun. I was very thankful to get back into middle school cross country this year, and really excited to get back after it again next year. We're going to have a good squad out there, I know.
Well, I know you will, because you're probably, I called Coach Candrell the great recruiter. I've called him that ever since high school.
Yep.
And because he recruited me from baseball.
Yep.
And so I started varsity as a freshman, and he was on me about, you ought to run track. And I'm like, well, I play baseball. He's like, yeah, but you want to get faster for football, don't you? And I thought, well, yeah, I do.
Yeah.
And so, you know, that was all it took. You want to get faster for football. And so
Had you sold.
had me sold. And then I said, well, you know, I don't really want to run. And then they said, well, you can do other things. There's long jump and there's high jump. Well, I found out I couldn't jump very high, and I wasn't very good at jumping long either. You know, so I ended up getting to run. So I didn't want to run, but I ended up running. And looking back, I did enjoy it. It was fun. You know, I ran track my sophomore and junior year, and then I blew my knee out my senior year, so I went back to baseball my senior year.
It's all fun. As long as you're involved with something, we tell the students that here at school all the time, you know, get involved with something and be a part of it. You know, it makes the experience of high school a lot more fun in itself. I wish I would have had the camera. These girls, they were having a lot of fun down here. They were, I think they were flexing for the camera is what I saw. Abby Gibson, she was all smiles. Big smile from all the way up here.
Looks like we're getting ready to do our
Hurdles?
100-meter hurdles here for the girls. I'm looking at 2 shamrocks in the blocks now. They don't.
Be my main cam for that. So if you want to zoom in and then zoom out as they're coming down, I'll probably just stay on you most of the whole time.
So they do these races. What you might is, and you'll find it kind of odd. I still kind of do, but I figured it out over the years. Is that they may only run 1 or 2 in one event, and you think, well, why did that? Well, they're just slow. They're slower, so they're just basically giving them an opportunity to run, to compete. Yeah, and they're competing against themselves, and then the next group will be, you know, maybe 5 or 6 that they don't want kids running. Let's see, look at some of these times here in the hurdles for the girls. You know, Emily Waymeyer, she runs a
Pull that up on screen for you guys to see as well here.
she runs a 1,700-meter hurdles. That's here. Well, you know, some is, and Elena Levish runs a 20. So, you know, she's not going to run with the fastest girls, but, you know, it gives her a chance to be, you know, competitive in her heat with other girls that are running right around that time. So these girls here might run, you know, 22 or 23, and they're just, you know, they're going to put them in there and let them run against each other, and then we'll have, looks like, several heats after that.
On the so which hurdles are we doing here first? Is it 100-meter hurdles?
100-meter hurdles for the girls, yes.
So for the Dutch girls, I have here on screen for you. It looks like Marta Latorre, Elena Lebish, and Emily Waymeyer. So in this first heat, Granite's got it on screen there for us. How many different heats are there?
Well, there could be four-ish, maybe three girls heats, maybe.
So they work their way up to the fastest group, essentially.
It's always the slowest heats are first.
Okay.
And they work to the fastest heats at the end. So, yes. And I got the honor, I say, of just watching my first indoor track meet this past year in college, and they run 60-meter.
Take water.
Oh, I'm good, Shelley. Thank you, though.
I'm going.
No, I've got a whole.
Yeah, but what about substance?
Oh, I had some high quality Casey's donuts on my way here.
I brought myself some grilled chicken, so I'll be eating some grilled chicken tonight. Yeah, it's cold, but it's grilled chicken.
Thank you, Shelley.
Okay, so you want water?
Yeah, I would take a water. Thank you so much.
So yeah, I watched the 60-meter dash in college, and I tell you, it was like a well-oiled machine. Those kids knew exactly what they were doing. But I bet you they had 10 and 12 heats of seven runners
Oh wow.
each one. I mean, they just kept lining it, and as soon as that gun would go off,
Oh, it was the next filter up.
next ones were getting their blocks set up.
Wow.
It was something, and that was boys and girls all the way through. Yeah, indoor. If you ever get a chance to go to an indoor meet, if it's just one time, I recommend it because it'll blow your socks off how that's run inside a little bitty. I say a little bitty auditorium. It's bigger than anything that we have, but it's not a. It's a 200-meter track, and no, it's a 300-meter track there at Pitt State. That's where we went to.
Interesting. Yeah, I've never gotten to go see something like that. Also, I'm going to go ask Miss Kopelman a question here real quick. Sure. I see one thing I want to point out before I left, though. I see Coach Crow down there.
Coach Crow.
Far right. What can you tell the crowd about Coach Crow?
Oh, Coach Crow was my track coach back in the day. He was great. I've known Coach Crow for a lot of different ways. Football. He was an assistant. In fact, my freshman year was the first year he came to Owensville to coach, and he was my freshman basketball coach. And so he had come from Bland. Of course, he grew up in Owensville. He's an Owensville kid all the way through and through. But yes, just a great man. One of if I had to someone who has been one of them that's been influential in my life, it's been Coach Crow. Just down to earth, wasn't afraid to tell you what he thought, which was obviously when you're young. And someone is kind of dogging on you a little bit, you resent it maybe a little bit, but you follow through, and then you realize later on in life he was only trying to help, and he did. So yes, he's a great guy. I love talking with him every chance I get to. But really a great coach. He was, when they reintroduced the program, he was the first track coach here back in the mid '80s. And he ran track when he was in the 70s, when he was in high school. That's how he got a track scholarship. And I think he ran cross country, too, wherever he went to school at. I can't remember exactly where he got his education, but he ran, was a sprinter and cross country runner.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I remember. Well, I saw him on one of your podcasts, I believe it was, and he I don't remember who interviewed him in your classes.
Yeah, the local legend spotlights.
Yes, and they talked with him, and I didn't know that he ran cross country either, but he said that his track coach told him that he was going to be running cross country too, and he said it was really it was good for him. It really helped him.
Well, the one thing that I always preach about cross country, such a mental toughness sport. You got to be mentally tough to do it.
Well, I can tell you this: I had zero experience with cross country. We didn't have it when I was in school. And we're getting ready to start off these two girls from New Haven on the 110 hurdles. So I'll finish that story in a minute. Guns up. There they went. A beep. And they're running.
And it looks like
Granite Cam is. Oh, you have, okay.
I had it, but then we lost him.
Oh, okay. Anyway, I'll go on. A friend of mine, Kerry Williams, his son was running cross country in high school, and Felix had just started. He's in 7th grade. I think Traden was maybe a freshman. Maybe he was a sophomore. And Kerry told me cross-country runners are the toughest athletes. They're real athletes. So they're toughest athletes. And he was a football player like me. And I thought, whatever. How hard is it? And I remember the first meet I went and watched, and you've been there, is the New Haven course.
Oh, yeah.
That course is brutal. Because I can tell you this, I ran it.
It's not easy, no.
It's not easy. And I watched this girl, and she hadn't been very far into the race, and she was crying. And she came through on those loops, and she was crying every time I saw her, but she never stopped. And I thought, that girl cried for 25 minutes or whatever of running, and she finished that race, she had my respect. I mean,
First call girls 100 meter dash.
Yeah.
if I'd been crying, I just would have walked off the course. But she kept on going like there was no other option. Which, the mental toughness, there is no other option when they're just so tough.
Yeah. It's there's no doubt about that. It's a tough sport. And I think one of my favorite stories, I won't expose the name of who said this or who this was about, but it was the Owensville course back when it was still ran on the golf course, and they were out running, and I had my wife with me, who my wife always thought cross-country runners were crazy. And I had ran a marathon, and she thought I was crazy. I was a very slow marathon, but I did run a marathon. But there was a girl that had come through, and I was, trying to, cheer her on and offer some words of encouragement. And whenever she had passed me, she said, I said, "How are you doing?" She said, "Everything hurts." And
So that was Emily Waymeyer coming in second. So that was two heats of girls. And we had three Owensville girls in there. So I would assume the three we have on our list: Marta Latorre, Elena Levish, and Emily Waymeyer. So Emily came in second. I don't know who the girl is. It's whatever the light blue team is. I'm not sure who that is. Honestly, it might be Bourbon. I'm not even 100% certain on that team.
no, not run alongside them, just as they're coming down, follow them with the camera. You can zoom out as they're getting closer to you, obviously.
If he wants to run alongside him, good luck with that.
Yeah, that would be tough.
This is a first call for boys pole vault.
Okay, so the pole vaulters are getting ready to start off. That was first call, but they still got two more calls.
So if you don't come for the first call, that's not a big deal. You can just come for the next one.
So on the first call, you can show up if say you're getting ready to have to run an event. They made first call, and oh shoot, I might be in the middle of my event when they go second and third call. If you miss third call,
It's over.
it's over. So in one of those three calls, you need to go, sign your name in or tell them, because that's how they know who's jumping. You give them your name, and so you have to go in one of those three calls to basically check in that I am jumping, or running or whatever.
We just happened to catch Cam Novak there. She just did her either triple jump or long jump. I'm not sure. And she's one of our best jumpers on the girls' side here at the school. I know that.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Just happened to pop over to that Cam and see her running down the meet, or run down the what do they call that? The lane?
The runway.
The runway. I couldn't find the right word. All right. Then it takes quite a crew of people to be able to get all of these hurdles moved. So is it different for boys and girls where the hurdles are set up at?
Yes, so it's 110-meter hurdles for the boys. So they move them, they spread them out a little bit. They got 10 more meters to run. So there's different lines. On the tracks, you'll see there's different lines. There's it looks like the girls were running on the yellow lines, I'm thinking, and the boys have blue lines.
Okay. So is it the same amount of hurdles they jump over? It's just spaced differently?
They're spaced different, and they raise them higher. So boys are doing the girls technically like a low hurdle, I think, when they run, and the boys do the high hurdles, and that's high. You think, well, that's it's.
Oh no, I've seen them. I ain't jumping over those things.
It's waist high, but waist high is high.
I should probably start doing a little bit more hip mobility stuff, because I realized the other day that my hips aren't as mobile as they once were.
Oh, no.
They go, holy smokes. Even just from cross-country season, I've regressed. So I need to, usually during cross-country season, I do those exercises and whatnot with the kids. But, Liz, my hips aren't doing good anymore.
That's a problem.
It is a problem.
It is a major problem.
He says he apologizes for no live feed right now.
Oh, it's fine. I know he's got a lot going on.
Going all manual right now because he doesn't want his computer to crash.
I gotcha. Yeah, no, it's completely fine. I'll go ahead and make that announcement. So we were.
But I will have he'll be sending the papers up here with me.
So you can let us know
hand
this.
those to you if you want to ever.
Like, announce them?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah. So they'll send them up after every 2-ish events.
Okay, yeah. So basically, our live scoring is not working right now. We've been having some tech issues with computers and whatnot, and bless Coach Dave and Coach Candrell and all those coaches because they were up here last night from the middle school meet. I got done working out in the gym down here at about 10:45 after my kids went to sleep, and they were still out here calculating scores because the scoring system was having some issues. So. It's not for a lack of effort, I can tell you that.
Yeah, that's what Dominic was saying. So we got 2 guys running here. Looks like Sullivan and New Haven running the first heat of the hurdles.
Ooh.
Oh, Sullivan, boy, took a nasty spill. That's no fun.
Yeah, that hurts. That falling on the track is tough. That's tough on the skin.
It's tough on the skin. Now, when I ran on the track, it was red dog. It was crushed bricks, so it was like falling in. It wasn't like falling on your driveway, but it still wasn't a picnic. But I would hate to fall on this rubber track because I don't think it doesn't give. Your skin will give before the rubber does, and
Oh yeah.
that's a nasty burn. You know, you might pick a little gravel out of your arm when we ran on the red dog and stuff, but I don't know if I'd want to fall on this stuff.
All right, the gentleman in the black sleeves there, I believe that is Landon Loesch. I've got his PR. I think it's from this year, or his fastest time so far this year. So probably not his overall PR, but it's 15:59. So he made the state a few last year with the Dutchman track team. That was very serious to him, and excited to see how he does here.
Yeah. Yep. Looks like Charlie Katzoff is also running. I'm not sure if I'm sure he's in this heat. Yeah, they're side by side. So
He's a freshman.
Katzoff's a freshman, and I know there's I don't know if he's doing pole vaulting too, but I know he was. I guess in middle school he was a pole vaulter.
That would make sense. I
They're
heard the
going-
beep that time.
Yep, they're going, and Landon's out in front
Oh yeah.
handily.
It's hard to see from the granite can, but yeah, he's got a hurdle on everybody.
Yeah, he's smooth.
Clipped one there, but
Yep.
other than that, he got him by a few seconds.
Yep. It looks like Charlie came in a tight second or third. I'm not sure. It'll be a coin flip from this angle as to who finished there, but solid race.
Yeah, congratulations there to Landon, taking first in that heat. So once they do that one time, is that it for, like, they're done doing that event now?
They're done with
That's
it. Yes, that's done.
Wow.
Yep.
So it's you got to go perform and you got to put it out there on that time.
Correct. Now later on, when you get to the state level, sectionals, districts, and that, they do qualifying runs. So you might have to do that two or three times.
Okay.
Depending on how many teams are in there. But yes, on your normal meets like this, it's one and done. Your overall time is how they go.
Because the state meet is usually it's more than 1 day long, ain't it?
Yes, but it's sometimes yeah. So you might have a qualifying run on Friday, and then finish your finals on Saturday. So yeah, that's definitely possible. Depending on what events are there. And that's an impressive sight. Again, I'd recommend anybody, if they have an opportunity to go watch a state track meet somewhere, it's the speed that's there, the amount of talent that's there is it's so impressive. It's just unbelievable. You watch these meets, and you know your kids are there, and they're fast, but they're all fast. Every one of them is equal to or better than what you've been accustomed to seeing all year long, and you bring out your best at the meet. At the meet that you're supposed to do the best at. So.
Yeah, I've never been to a state track meet. I've been to several state cross country meets, but that's something I might need to try to check out this year because I just haven't gotten to go take one in yet.
It's neat.
I think Granite is about to head to Boy Scouts, so I will have a group of people coming to help once their events are over, which will help with cameras.
Okay.
But Sam, I might have to leave you for just a second to go set a camera up, so that we have a couple different angles of the track here, so
Sure.
I can pick them up with multiple cams.
Looks like we're getting ready to start the.
Oh, okay. I thought you had to head out.
100-meter dash here for the girls. Let's see who going through the roster here of. I gotta dig around, so hold on here. So 100-meter dash, we got 8 entries. It looks like it says.
This is a third and final
We'll
call
see.
for the boys pole vault. Third and final call for boys pole vault. Third and final call also for
It looks
girls
like we
100-meter
have
dash.
one
And second call for the boys 100-meter dash.
Owensville girl in the first heat. If I had to make it, well, it says Autumn Holloway is the first one on the list here. I'm not sure if that's who that is or not. I don't know any of the younger kids. I don't know.
Yeah, Autumn Holloway is a freshman here at OHS. Gonna try to get this deal here to where.
But we got, looks like 5 runners in this first heat. Couple from New Haven. Maybe there's Bourbon here. I'm not sure. It's a dark blue team. I have to assume maybe it's Bourbon, but I
No, we have. I have the list here. It is. Give me just a moment. We have Tolton. Might be Tolton Catholic.
Well, Tolton's the light blue. That's who.
Then South Callaway.
Okay, it's probably South Callaway I'm looking at down there because I know Tolton's a light blue. Well, they started. Looks like the Owensville girls tight with the New Haven girls out in front. Looks like it's going to be a second place finish for the Owensville girl in that heat.
So congratulations to Owensville's Autumn Holloway, taking second place in her 100-meter dash. I will have times for you all at some point. Liz Adams is running times for us. Like I said, the online scoring is not working right now, but we will go back to that as soon as we are able to.
We have 8 viewers still yet. Tell your friends, 8 viewers.
It looks like Coach Candrell is still out there with the discus. So I guess Candrell is taking discus for this meet. But I guess when discus finishes up, then he'll probably filter over to somewhere else.
Oh, I'm looking down here that the Scott Rasmussen says it sounds better.
Oh, thank you.
I don't know how long ago you said that, Scott. I just saw it. So
I think it was around whenever we were having that echo issue. So
thank you for listening. We always like to acknowledge our listeners when they post anyway. So
absolutely. It looks like, are they still warming up for Owensville or somebody?
it looked like
That was a long jump, whoever that was. Oh, that was Jaden Stewart.
Jay Stu, yes. One of my favorites. That kid he's gold to me. I really enjoy him. He's funny.
Oh, yeah. Works hard, too. You see him out there giving high fives.
Yeah.
That was a long jump. I was impressed.
He's a team player. You know, he ran cross country all 4 years. But just ran the run. You know, wasn't he knew he wasn't going to finish anywhere, but he ran the run.
Yeah, I know he battled some asthma, I believe, breathing, but man, he never took the practice off. Did a great job.
So we're getting ready to start. Looks like we have one Owensville girl in this race, and she's starting in the stand-up position. A couple of them are. Odd, but okay. I guess when you're not comfortable coming out of the blocks, you might as well start from the standing position.
I'm not sure if I know who that one is off the top of my head.
Well, Cabrin Kelly is a name I have here, but I'm not sure if that's her or not. I don't know.
So Cabrin would be a freshman. As she comes down, I'll try to see if I can see.
And then there's a Marta Lattori.
I think that's Cabrin. Actually, that looks like Autumn.
Oh, okay. Whole lot of blue. She ran out of gas, but she finished.
All right.
There's no times for those girls, so I don't know.
I want to say that was Autumn, and the previous one might have been Cabrin. Then.
Okay, could have been. I don't know either one of them girls, so I don't know.
I had my eyes on the camera the whole time, and I wasn't actually looking with my own eyes. So I didn't actually get a look at who that person was the first time.
Boys 100-meter dash. Third and final call, boys 100-meter dash.
Still looks like we got one girl in this heat for Owensville. Looks like we got two or three more behind them. So
First call girls 4 by 200-meter relay.
Violet Laval, Marta Latore, Tony Kira.
Yeah, so Tone and Marta, they are foreign exchange students this year.
Okay, so that's maybe one of these is them, or maybe none of these are them. So I don't know.
Now that I'm looking at it, I think down there right now, I want to say from here it looks like Cabron.
Cabron Kelly, maybe. I mean, again, I don't know. So I'm just you'll have better luck with the underclassmen than underclass kids than I will.
Oh my goodness. Well, I think that's one that I'd never had in class before. So you said Laval was one of them?
Yeah, there's a Violet Laval.
I'm guessing that's Violet Laval then. My goodness, I'm having a lot of trouble here with this camera.
I think it's touchy.
Yeah, this is really
Here we go.
not meant for what I'm using it for up here, but it's the best option I had.
It's a tight race for first, second, and third in this heat. Good race, good run. I don't know if we finished third or looks like the two. Looks like there was a Father Tolton kid and maybe the Southern Callaway.
South Callaway.
South Callaway. Probably came in first, I think. And then it was between
Have your attention, please.
Tolton
Owensville Middle
and the
School
Owensville.
athletes. If you are supposed to be working pole vault, you need to report to work pole vault.
Uh-oh.
Owensville Middle School athletes. We need people to go work at pole vault.
It's never good to get called out over the intercom.
It's like getting called to the principal's office.
100% is. Because then everybody sees you walking that way.
And then they know.
Yeah, you were supposed to be over there already.
All right.
So
I think I've got this set the best I can get it now.
looks like we have four Dutch girls in this heat. So that would cover all of them except for, well, maybe.
So this one would probably be then Marta, Tone. I see Abby Quilaccio.
She's one that's on. She doesn't have time yet, but Emily Waymeyer might be in there.
That looks like Cameron Novak. I see Cameron Novak down
Cameron
there.
Novak is one as well. Emily Waymeyer, Abby how do you pronounce that? That's Quilaccio?
Yep,
Quilaccio. Cameron and Violet Laval all have, well, three of those have times behind their names, so I don't know. I can't see. There's a pole in my way. I can't tell. Emma might be in lane 2. I can't tell who's in lane 1 and 2 for sure, but I know Emma's got dark hair, so she might be one of them.
Yeah, I'm thinking that's Abby Quilaccio in lane 1.
Okay.
Cameron in lane 3.
Ooh. Yeah, Emily is in 2. Cam's. Well, who's that little speedster in lane 5 or 4?
I don't think that's an Owensville girl. I don't know what jersey that is.
Oh. Huh. It was orange and black, and she's wearing that white shirt. I just assumed it was. Maybe it's not.
Oh my gosh. I need some more help with cams. Unfortunately, I just don't have enough. We just don't have enough people right now.
How are your
Smokes.
Classes going with your students on the cameras and stuff?
It's going really good. We've had a really good year as far as the program in general. Today, in particular, obviously there's a baseball away game. There's also soccer practice after school. And then a lot of kids are involved with either helping make this track meet run or actually in the track meet. I know that I've got some of my TV studio kids that are going to come up after their events are over for the day.
I see. Yeah.
So that will be helpful. But, yeah, I sent a few emails out today trying to get help. I don't know if you know Kyle Blair. You probably know that name.
Yeah.
Kyle was going to be one of my camera guys tonight, but he got sick at school and had to leave.
Oh, shoot.
So that did not work out.
Yeah, I like Kyle. He dates my niece.
Oh, Kiana.
Yeah. And
Yep.
so, yeah, he comes up over to mom's and they do, visit and whatnot. He's a character.
That is for sure. All right. Now, this is the guys' heat.
First boys heat. Yeah, here they. So like 2 Sullivan and a New Haven. Tight race for first on that one, but looks like New Haven took it. There looks like there's several heats of boys here because they're lined up in there at least 5 deep.
First call boys 4x200 meter relay.
Yes.
Everybody likes to run the 100-meter dash because it's a short, fast.
Yes. I hear the kids talk about it at school. It's always hilarious to me in track season because you hear the kids grumble about what events they've been put in.
We got some times brought up to us
Oh, awesome.
Places 1 through 6.
on the what am I looking at? Oh, this is the 4x8.
Should be 4x8 through boys 4x8, both boys and girls, and then girls 100 hurdles and boys 110 hurdles.
Okay, so I'll read these out if you don't mind, Coach.
Yeah, go for it.
In the girls 4x8 100-meter relay, Owensville came in first with a time of 10:23.84. That was first place. New Haven came in second with a time of 11:51.46, and then Fowler Tolton came in third with a time of 11. Well, that doesn't make sense. Hold on. It says 11:20. But they have it, the numbers so actually Tolton came in second with 11:20, and then New Haven came in third with well, that was a tighter race than that. Those girls were running. I'm not sure if those are the right times. I'll be honest with you, but that's how it went.
Okay.
And then
The boys, there was only 2 teams?
yeah, there's only 2 teams for the boys. The boys ran a 9:13.30 for their heat. That's a pretty decent time.
Holy smokes.
That
Guy in front.
The rest of the guys were running just.
So was that the
That was a 100-meter dash. I don't
was
know.
that Fowler Tolton or was that South Callaway? That's Fowler Tolton, right? That's the darker blue?
That's no, South Callaway's the lighter blue, but I don't know.
Man, that guy was everybody was running for second place there.
Yeah, no doubt that might have been Tolton though. Because I don't know if where'd he go? Yeah, there was everybody just running for second place there. New Haven came in second with a 10:32.
So it looks like shot put might be done already for the evening. Is that what that looks like to you on the screen here, Coach?
Oh yeah. Well, the girls are done, so the boys will go next.
Okay,
So those flip flops. So the girls will go to the discus then probably.
Oh, okay.
The boys, because typically those guys are all they cross. They do both.
They usually do both there.
So we have the 100-meter hurdles.
We don't have any Owensville people in this one either. It doesn't look like
No,
this. 100
nobody
meter
in
dash.
this. So the 100-meter hurdles for the girls. I'm gonna find first place. Savannah Schieber from Father Tolton ran a 17:67. Second place, Emily Waymeyer with a 17:83 came in second. Lydia Siebert from Father Tolton came in third with a 20:17. Fourth place went to Kylie Rennie of Licking High School. Fifth place was Elena Lebish with a 20:95. And then Shelby Lindham came in 6th with a 21.68. So, we talk about the point system there. So, Elena would have picked up 2 points, and Emily would have picked up 8 points. So, Owensville got 10 points
from that one
event.
Okay. It's like you see Tyler Mins there launching a discus. Tyler Mins is a freshman here at OHS.
Athletes, may I have your attention, please?
So I've got the boys.
This is a third and final call for the girls 4x200-meter relay.
110-meter hurdles.
Second call for the boys.
First place went to
4x200-meter
Landon
relay.
Lush.
And a
He ran a
first call for girls
16:37.
high jump.
Oh, wow, that was faster than the time we had down, I believe.
No, 1580 something, I think.
Is that what we had? I'll check again real quick.
But no, that's
Landon had 15:59.
15. So it's a little less than a second, which isn't much when you're running. He came in first. Aiden Mumford from South Callaway came in second with an 18:44, and then Charlie Katzoff came in third with an 18:55. Fifth place went to Kieran Thornton from South Callaway with a 19:13, and then fifth place went to Caleb Hubbard from South Callaway with a 19:17, and then sixth place went to Evan Sapp from Father Tolton with a 19:58. So again, Owensville took 16 points in that race, or that particular. So we're getting some points. We got 3 Owensville Dutchmen in this 100-meter dash. Pretty tight race there, but the whole group really.
Yeah, holy smokes.
Actually, we had 4. I said 3. We had 4.
This is a first call for girls javelin. First call, girls javelin.
Those of you that are hearing javelin over the intercom, we don't currently have a camera on jav, so we can't show you that. We do have it on pole vault there, and it looks like potentially Mason McDaniel clearing that bar. So we got another heat here. So does that mean that the heat that just ran, that wouldn't have been the...
That's not necessarily the fastest heat, no.
All right, they're still coming.
They're still coming.
Which makes sense because I think that's some of our younger guys there. I think we got some older guys probably coming up here still.
So but you can't have, if this kid that one kid we saw run that beat everybody, he may not have run all year, so he didn't have a time. So they throw him in there, and he beat everybody by 2 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
He might end up could possibly end up in the top 5. You don't know, but typically it doesn't happen.
Even though they didn't run the same heat, he could still win it.
He could still win, absolutely, sure.
Oh, okay. Okay, I thought it was like the top heat was the only heat that could actually win.
No, it's rare, but it can happen that usually the fastest heat is where it's the stiffest competition. That's the fast guys, but it's possible like that guy just come out of the blocks like he was on fire.
Yeah, he did. I'd like to think if I was on fire, I'd run that fast, but it wouldn't look that good.
You might be leaving a smoke trail behind you. Everybody just be really impressed with that.
It's like Charlie Katzoff, Ricky Marquez, and Xavier Bayless.
Xavier Bayless, yeah. Looks like maybe 1 and 3 on that in that group. So I think usually Connor Wellman's in. I think he's in lane 2. He cut his hair this year, so he's harder for me to recognize. He used to have blonde curly hair and kind of long, and he was easy to pick out. Now he cut his hair like a normal person, and I can't tell.
Yeah, it's definitely shorter, that's for sure.
I shouldn't say normal person, but it's not what it was.
I was gonna say, I remember hearing a story about how you used to have long hair.
Well, I had a little shorter hair than most, just in the middle. It was longer in the middle than it was on the sides.
Oh, okay. Mohawk.
Yeah, the mohawk, yeah. I had shaggy hair when I was in high school, though. I mean, I had hair back then.
Yeah. I every time I go get my haircut, she reminds me that I'm thinning out a little bit more than the last time. I'm like, you can stop telling me. I don't I don't really need to know.
Well, at least you're in your 30s before it fell out or working its way back.
That's true. That's true. I have a feeling I'll have. Is it receding hairline, or is it what they call those widow's peaks when they go back or something like that?
Well, the widow peak it comes in, but the receding hairline is what
okay.
goes back.
All right, let's see here. Let's get it down here.
It's like we got Landon Losh, and I think that's Connor Wellman. And I know Connor. They both run pretty quick. I look for them to be in the top 2 or 3 in this race.
Connor was one who said this might be his only event today. I think he might come up and help us after he gets through with that.
Okay.
So hopefully Connor comes out here and blazes up the track, gets a good win, and then comes and joins us. That'd be awesome.
He last year I think he went sub. He went into the 11s. He had a time of in the 11s last year, which was his goal.
And they are off.
I think he's got a little bit of a knee issue, but we'll see. Well, look at these. These guys are all quick, though. My goodness. I don't know.
We'll have to wait for the results on that one.
Yeah,
it looked like one of the blue guys in the front.
I think there was there was 3 blue guys out in front. We were 5th and 6th or 4th and 5th, somewhere right around there.
We need the exchange zone judges to report.
We must have a relay getting ready to start off here. What would that be? The
New Haven.
4x
Exchange zone for the 4x200.
4x2.
4x2 next. I always love those relays. They're a lot of fun. They're exciting.
The relays are exciting. My favorite race of the night is the last one, of course. It's the 4x4. When teams are good, that's
an exciting race.
Exciting race.
It seems like the crowd comes alive for that one too.
Well, what I love, and I think we're the only school that does it now. I don't know if we'll do it tonight or not, but I think
the throwers relay.
Well, I think we're doing throwers relay tonight. But I know when we do the big relay in a couple weeks, they crank some tunes on.
Oh yes,
in the
yes.
4x4, and that pumps you up, and it's a good time.
Absolutely. That is a ton of fun. I remember that pretty vividly last year, and I think they were playing AC/DC or something.
Yes, they were.
That gets the blood flowing.
Yes, they do. Yeah, that was exciting. That makes that race just that much more exciting. And my wife says they should play music the whole every race. I said, well,
yes.
Sometimes the music's the race is only 10 seconds long or 12 seconds long. They can't. They can't.
Had to be something real fast.
Yeah, they can't keep restarting.
All right. So we're getting ready for the relays here. Which relay did they say it was again?
This should be the 4x200 girls.
4x200 girls. I'll go ahead and I'll get this pulled up here. We're still waiting for Granite to come back. When Granite comes back, we'll have that other camera angle that's more down on the field there for you. I am going to pull up our list of people in events here in just a second. Let's see here. Our 4x2. Okay. So it looks like it's Eileen, Abby, Hannah, and Bryn.
That's what it says here.
So that was the same as our group for the. That was the same as our group for the 4x8, right?
Yes. I don't know if that's right though. I think that might be a misprint.
This might just.
I don't think that's.
Well, this doesn't even look like a relay team to me, based on how many people are over there. Is it?
Well, you'll have. They'll start here, and then there'll be 2 more over there in that corner. So you only see.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, because they're only run 200 meters. Although
Yes.
That's Abby Gibson right there, ain't it?
Well,
In the white. I think that is Abby Gibson.
oh, okay. So I saw this other girl, and there's another orange and black team here, I guess. And I can't figure out who that is yet. That's not anybody I recognize. Well, no wonder I don't recognize. That is Abby.
Yeah,
So-
out of the team names that are on the list for this, I don't recognize another team that would be orange and black either. Let me think here. So we got Tolton, South Callaway, New Haven. It must be Licking. Licking must be.
Oh, well, I don't know why I always thought Licking was red, but that would make sense because it has to be.
Because we know Sullivan, we know
Yeah.
South Callaway is blue, we know Tolton is that other blue,
The light blue.
and New Haven is green. Licking is the only other school here.
And that has to be them then. Okay, that answers that question. They're black and orange, and we're orange and black. So yeah, that's Eileen out getting ready to start. She's starting it for us. So yeah, that's our 4x2. The same girls that ran the 4x8. That may be why we're not having a 4x32 is they don't have enough kids to run another 3200. It's going to cool down tonight. Probably be back. It was supposed to be in the 40s, but it'll feel a lot cooler. There's a breeze blowing, but I don't see the flag moving much. That's kind of weird, but
Yeah, I actually had to go get my hoodie put back on because I was getting a little chilly myself. All right, it looks like we're off here, and I got a zoomed out cam. I can't really zoom in too much here. Out in the front there is not Eileen.
well, Eileen's gaining on her. Eileen will be about,
A little bit ahead of her, maybe.
yeah, because she's got the inside lane. So now that is Bryn. Look at this girl from New
Oh,
Haven come up
smokes.
on the inside, though. My goodness. It looks good right now, but we'll see. Bryn's still got her out coming out of the corner. Bryn's running strong legs. She will hand off to Abby. Which that's saying something, too, when you got your distance girls that can run,
200s?
200s. That's there's speed involved there.
And I know that they work a ton of speed work stuff during the fall, so it's not like they're not doing it at all.
Correct. Look at, and Abby's just, well, I think they're gaining on her a little bit, but that's a long way.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough gap for them to cover. Looks like New Haven is in second, and then maybe is that Tolton or is that Cal?
That's Tolton there in the light blue. They reeled her in a little bit. It's going to be close this last. What do we got here?
Oh yeah, the handoff looked like it wasn't as quick as.
No, a little bit missed, and then New Haven has passed our girl. We'll see what Tolton's got.
Hannah looks like she's got some good strides there.
Yeah.
Second call for boys shot put.
It's going to be a close race for
Where
second.
do you want me to go?
And Owensville finished third. But it's good for these distance girls to get some sprint work in because you got to have a kick. A kick is important even in distance racing because you got to have that speed at the end to gain on people, and that putting the feet up and down faster is you got to be able to turn that on.
So we had the Dutch girls at third there, right?
Third, yes, they finished third.
So our relays, looking at the scoring here, relays are 10, 8, 6, so that would have been 6 points for the Dutch
That would have
girls.
been 6 for us, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, only 3 teams in it, but you still walk away with 6 points.
Ooh, the girls' mile. I'm very excited for this one. I'm assuming Eileen is in that as well.
I would assume as much. Let's see.
She is. I know she's vying for the school record. And I'm going to pull the school records up here in just a second. I did take a picture of those.
I would have to assume that would be maybe Sophie.
I think it is Sophie, yes. And Eileen's been close this year already,
Yeah,
I know.
she was close. She's right there. I mean, it's a few seconds.
You're really splitting hairs once you get to that point of talent and level.
Yes. Well, how come I cannot find?
I will pull the records up here for you all in just a moment. I made sure to get a good picture of the board on my way out here this evening.
All right. I'm
Athletes, this is a third
sorry
and
for the
final
dead air,
call
but I'm looking for
girls high jump.
who all's running
Third
our
and final call, girls high jump.
4x8. Where's
Also, third and final call, girls
and
javelin.
I saw it.
Third and final call, girls javelin.
4x2. I'm just looking over it. Oh, 1600. Oh, you know what?
She not running today?
Eileen is not running the 1600. we got Ella Davidson. It says here Ella Davidson, Kylie Reed,
Kylie Reed.
and then Morgan Schmidt.
Okay.
Morgan's, I think, is she a junior this year or is she a sophomore? I can't remember. I know her from.
I think she's a junior.
from
I know her by Mouse.
Oh,
I don't ever call her Morgan. I always call her a nickname.
She's a little thing, that's for sure.
Yes.
Again, a hard worker.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Puts in the effort.
Incredibly polite student too. Love running into her in the hallways. She's awesome.
But another one that runs the run. You know, that's it. I mean, but you got to have those teammates like that just want to be there. Tries, but you know, knows her kind of her limitations, but doesn't give up.
Oh yeah, she's a great team player and just a great attitude altogether. All right, so I do have the school records here. A little bit tough to see. I'll zoom in here and maybe move the picture around screen. But we were talking about that mile. The girls' 1,600 meter is Sophie Ashner at 5 minutes and 16 seconds. And I want to say that Eileen ran like
I'm thinking of like a 5:18.
I think it was 5:18 earlier this season because she hit. I think she like tied her PR or was very close to tying her PR very early on in the year, which was obviously pretty rare. So now we got the boys 4x2, correct?
Correct. Yes.
All right, and very thankful now to have Granite back on the field with the cam. That's going to make this a lot easier. Real quick, I'll pull up the so the guys 1,600. Know who that would be?
On the 1,600.
Yeah.
Let me.
No, I'm saying in the school record. Did you know?
Oh,
who
it's
that would be?
Carter Mercado is the.
It is, yes.
At 4:20. So there's Carter Mercado and Joe Cooper. Carter has 4:25.
Go ahead.
Okay. I think Carter Mercado's like 4:25, 80-something, 87, I think. And then Joe Cooper was 4:25.93, I think. And then I know these numbers because my son was trying to catch those guys and he come up about 7 seconds short of catching those two guys to be top. So he ended up in the third fastest time. So we are in. Looks like there's two teams running, and we are back a ways. We're handing on our third leg. Don't give up. Hand them to. Looks like South Callaway's got a very comfortable lead. They are
Athletes, this is a third and final call
almost
for the
100
girls'
meters
mile.
ahead. Come on.
Third and final call for the girls' mile. Also, third and final call for boys' shot put. Third and final call, boys' shot put.
Had to go close the hatch there. It was getting a little cold in there for Cindy Copeland. It's getting a little chilly out here.
I'm not sure who this boy is running. I didn't look up the 4x4 or 4x1, excuse me.
It's like Colton
4x2.
Connor.
Okay, well, you know, like I said, you know these boys more than I do here.
Colton Connor was the one that finished that heat up.
Okay, yeah, I'll say here. So we had Mason McDaniel was the first leg, Logan Valley second leg, and where did the rest of my stuff go?
Oh, there's
Oh,
Liam.
Liam Rasmussen and Colton Connor. You're right.
All right. Also, I have some scores to read off here for you guys as we check on one of the shot or the discus pit or discus throwing. What do you call that? It's not a pit, is it?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Let's check on discus. We'll call it that. All right. In the girls 100-meter dash, the OHS record is Dee Dee Sickman with the 12:24. The number one finisher today was Reese Paul from South Callaway with a 13:28. Second place was Keely Gorman from Licking High School with a 1371. Third place was Emily Waymeyer from Owensville with a 1380. In fourth, there was Brantley Henry. In fifth, there was Destiny Mealy, both from South Callaway. And then in sixth, Cameron Novak from Owensville. So Owensville would have gotten a third and a sixth there.
It's like 6 and 1, 7 points, I believe.
7 points from the girls' 100-meter dash. In the... That would have been a different heat. In the girls' 100-meter dash on this one. Okay, so I guess really you have to look at all of the sheets here to see. The fastest time on here was a 14:99, which that does not.
They should have wrote it down on the one sheet. Yeah, there's your top 6 finishers right there. So these are just the heats, though they didn't have any. They weren't in the top.
Okay, so even though this was a 14:99, she was not in. Okay,
Right.
I see. Okay, so all I have here then is the girls' 100-meter dash. So the Dutch girls would have gotten 7 points off that because this would have been the.
Correct. Yes.
Okay. Ooh, we're gonna have the boys' mile here in just a moment.
And
first-
who did I say was running in that for the boys? Then the boys. Okay, the girls are starting now. Looks like we only have two entries. I'm not sure who I'm looking at there. As far as the
Hey,
girl
that might
entry.
be Kylie Reed and Ella Davidson. I think those are both Owensville girls. Would that make sense?
Yes, I just I said who was running, and I said Morgan, but she's not running. She's not in it.
Okay.
Ella Davidson and Kylie Reed, and then Morgan Schmidt is not out there. So says Ella Davidson has a 7:31, and Kylie Reed has a 7:27 mile. So, that's all you can do is hope to improve every time you run. That's the.
You said it earlier, talking to another athlete, the battle with yourself, battling your own times and things like that. That's a lot to aim for as well whenever you are competing in track or cross country or.
It's an individual sport, and you just got to push yourself. And the only way to do that is just to try to run faster than you ran the time before. Especially in conditions like today, there's not a lot of wind. There's not a lot of adverse conditions, so you don't have anything to say. I won't say excuse, but when it's windy, it's hard to better a time when you run a good time on a nice day, and then you have to run in terrible conditions. But if you have another nice day, the track is the same.
Right.
Right. So
Yeah, I know that as far as school records are concerned, because I asked this to Coach Dave the other day. As far as school records are concerned, in the track world, you could run a school record at any meet because all tracks are the same.
all tracks are the same.
But in cross country, it's always only the state meet is what counts here at our school for school records.
Right. Yeah, that's right. I mean, because every
Courses can be off a little bit and things like that.
well, you got some courses are hilly, some courses are flat.
True.
So you it's hard to. And I've told that to several people that run. I said, then they say, well, my time isn't as good as his. Well, it doesn't matter. You don't know if he ran the same track as you. I mean, he might be running flat tracks. You don't know. You go head to head. That's different, but every course is different. So you have to better your course. You know what courses you run year after year. Your time has to be better on that particular course. That's how you know if you're improving or not.
Right. Yeah, and I feel like in cross country or even in track from meet to meet, you might have to have, a different goal in mind because like you said earlier, if it's windy, if your goal is to go run your fastest time, it's probably not going to happen because the wind is playing a factor.
Sure.
So in a situation like that, you probably want to find, well, who do I normally run around that I'm racing against? And I want to, either be closer to them or I want to beat them or something like that.
Right. Yeah. It's funny. I was that kind of a person. So and so's here today, and you run. He beat you by, say 6 or 7 seconds last time in the mile. Try to cut that in half if you can. Just hang with him. Hang with him as long as you can, and never know what can happen. He might have a bad day, you might have a good day, and a lot of times you beat him like that. That's a confidence booster. I can run with them. Regardless of whether he had a good day and I had a great day, I can run with him. And that's what it takes. Is a lot of it running is mental, like with everything. It's just it's a mental fortitude. Look who's here.
What's up, Connor? We were just talking about how amazing you are. He told me to talk him up. Who's this pole vaulting here? Cleared it.
Steven, maybe?
Stephen Budemeyer?
Maybe. Mason McDaniel.
Mason McDaniel. Nice job clearing. Are you here to help me with the cam?
I can, but Michael wants to. So.
Well, whenever you feel like you can help, or if you can help, we'd be very appreciative. And if you
What do you
can't,
want me to do?
well, it's up to you. I have a couple different options. I have one you could take down to the field if that's what you'd want to do. And then if you wanted to be an eye in the sky, I've got one on the roof.
Do you want me to go get, for the next relay, I could get exchange zones, one of the exchange zones, and then I could just record on the field?
If you want to do that, that's fine.
Calls the Connor cam.
Call it the Connor cam.
Did they post times up here yet? I don't know if I asked you that or not.
Not for boys 100. I've got girls 100 a second ago, but not boys.
Any of the boys?
Nothing.
No, not yet.
They said they hand time me at 11:07, but
Yeah,
It's also hand timing.
the online timing currently is not working, so we don't have access to that either, unfortunately.
Would that be close to a PR for you?
Oh, 11:07 is my PR, yeah.
Well,
That's
because I
hand
remember
time.
you broke 12 last year, and that was at
Section or
districts.
Montgomery County.
Was it okay?
No,
No,
I broke 12s at
conference.
So Ella and Kylie have one lap left on their mile, and it looks like Father Tolton is the light blue, correct?
Correct.
Father Tolton, the two runners in the mile, just finished theirs.
Tolton has a good distance program too.
This is your second call for the
Oh, there's
girls
Mrs.
4x100
Barron's.
meter relay. And
Camera
second
won't
call
focus
for
on
the
her.
boys
You're
4x100
saying where I could
meter relay.
Yep, I get you. I'll be right back, Sam.
I'll hold down the fort. What else can I talk about? Here comes New Haven to finish up her mile. And our looks like I'm thinking that Sullivan's still out there. Then our two girls are running basically in a pack. They're a second or two apart, and then probably another Sullivan girl bringing up the back. She's just a few 5 seconds behind or so. Then the boys will get ready to run here, and our boys coming up. We have 4 entries: Kyle Bowman, Drake Dietrich, Ty Price, and Christopher Reyes. So Drake, Ty, and Chris, as you know, we'd said before, Drake and Chris are sophomores this year, and so is Ty. Ty doesn't have a time as of yet, but he'll run, in the 5:30s probably. He's a pretty good runner. These guys are maturing. They got, of course, they've got and then we just finished up. We got the last girl coming in. Well, I'm looking out there and seeing Zach Holtmeyer warming up, but I don't think I think it's Zach. Yeah, it's Zach. I'm not sure what he's warming up for, but he's not scheduled to run this today. But he might just be loosening up. I don't know what other events he's got going on. Well, he's doing the 400 meter. So they got him working. A lot of our distance kids, normal distance kids, are running longer sprints today and even shorter sprints for that matter. So they're working on the all-around race for these kids to, they put it all together in their specialty races. So the boys milers are just now getting to the starting line. Like I said, we've got Well, only see two. Okay, there. Kyle still got his T-shirt on. I do not see Ty Price. He might be a scratch. He might be injured or something because there's only 3. It looks like we got Kyle, Chris, and Drake in the race for Owensville. Looks like we have 2 New Haven kids, 1 Sullivan.
Yeah, you're good, Connor.
And then 3 kids from South Callaway. At least I think that's South Callaway because I don't. Tolton has the lighter blue uniforms, but there's boys out there. I can't tell if there's all Callaway or whether there's Tolton involved.
Also, I've included javelin. I went to the roof a second ago and included some javelin up there. So we'll pop that in over it every now and then.
They're still throwing, huh? Okay, yeah, we got javelin on the screen now. Looks like girls javelin.
So here, point it at you. I'm not going to put you on screen. Just point it right there. Hold it right there, Riley, so I can show Connor. Can you hold it?
Okay, they just started the race for the mile, boys mile.
So that's Riley right there. So like if I push the screen, like everybody at home now sees.
You said you weren't gonna do that.
Dude, you're fake, Mr. T. You're fake.
All right, so let's see what we got here. 5.
After the cut-in point, looks like I'm saying South Callaway's out in the lead, followed by Drake and Chris, and then I guess it's another South Callaway kid in the top 4, and then 5th place right now is Kyle Bowman.
So it looks like we're not running Zach in the mile today.
Zach is not running the mile. He was out warming up. They got him running the 400. I was kind of just babbling about. Looks like they're in this particular meet. They're wanting to work on some of the other aspects of the longer distance racing with some of the distance people doing
some shorter runs.
Some speed workout type stuff to kind of give them the total well-rounded race on their distances and stuff. So it's important to be able to run fast at the end, having a kick. Learning, you have to be able to know how to pick your feet up and down fast. And if you're just plodding along, sometimes you can't make that switch. So you got to run races where you're forced to run
something different.
You know, kind of train your muscles to be able to do that.
Drake and Chris are very competitive within this race.
They are, and they run very well together. I watched them at the Montgomery County meet, and they ran tight, just about like this the whole way. They ran the 3,200 that way, though. They ran a really good race. I know Chris PR'd that day by 1 second in that race. I don't know. Looking at how he ran, I told him, I said, I think you can still knock about 10 to 12 seconds off that as the season goes, maybe more. So I'm hoping he's trying to figure out how to better himself every race, no matter what he does. But they ran this race about like this. He just kind of runs on Drake's shoulder, and then at the end of the race, they both take off, try to beat each other at the end. So again, it's a confidence thing. I think Drake knows what he can run. I don't think Christopher really knows what he can run yet. He just needs to figure it out, though.
Comes Kyle Bowman here on the home stretch on his second or third lap.
This is the start of their second lap. No, this is their third lap. Yeah.
Athletes, can I have your attention, please? This is a third and final call for the
All right, and this, what you're seeing on screen now, is the leader right now of the mile. He looks like he is from Tolton.
Well, I'm not sure. It could be Tolton. I know Tolton has a good. Tolton has a good distance program. Now, see there,
Drake and Chris. That is definitely a Tolton one because I saw it on his jersey on the video here.
Okay, so they just went by them, but they didn't try to go with them. They should try to push a little
Latch
bit.
on.
Yeah, you got to latch on. You can't let these guys run past you without giving them a little bit of,
A little bit of fight there.
Yeah, and that's how you better yourself. You push yourself when you need to be pushed. So yeah, okay. The boys are.
Yeah, that's Tolton
Okay,
in
yeah.
the front there. So these are 2 Toltons.
Yeah.
I guess they're getting ready to go into their final lap here.
Should be a bell or something here. There it is. So yeah, they're.
Last lap.
Yep. So we'll see if they don't put a push on that kid. I mean, they gotta keep them close though, because they're going to start that grind on that last lap. It is a grind on that last lap too.
All right. It's like the guy here, that looks like Chris and Drake are running for second here right now. Guy in the front's got, over a 60, 70 meter lead on him?
Yes. 80.
80, you think?
Yeah, they crossed the goal line. He was at the 20, so
Okay.
he's about 80 on him, and he's pulling away.
Yeah,
At least it looks
he's
like
strong. He's looking
Yeah,
strong.
he's looking strong. So now they need to start pushing. This guy that's in front of him, that's not out of the question. He's got to be able to turn it on. They should be starting to kick right about now. There's about 500 to go, or 300 to go. They should be starting to kick. He's pulling away from him, and
The guy that you're seeing come across the screen right now is going to be the first place finisher from Tolton.
So now I see the difference between in the jerseys there. So yeah.
And second is still attainable. It's going to take a kick here from our guys.
Here comes Drake. He's going to get it.
Drake is going to, he looks like he's going to overtake him there. He's going to try to run with him.
He's going to.
Oh, we got a race here. Drake is going to outkick him there at the end. Drake in second, and Christopher Reyes is going to come through in fourth.
Yep.
That'll get some points for
Yeah.
Dutchman on the board. Looks like Kyle Bowman here is going to come through in fifth. Is that right?
Oh, you better hurry because this kid's starting to pick it up too. There he goes. He's kicking hard the last 50. So yeah, we picked up some good points in that race.
So
Tolton.
second, fourth, and fifth.
Yep, second, fourth, and fifth.
See Sullivan finishing their mile here.
So
Looks like there's a New Haven that's still finishing right here as well.
Yeah.
And then on the back end, I think we're calling that South Callaway, I think.
That's probably South Callaway. Yeah, that's not.
Coaches, we're about ready
That's
to
not
go for a
Tolton.
100-meter relay. If we could have the exchange zone judges
I'm going to have to go
report.
climb back up on top. I think I saw some people warming up throwing their jab, and I think I missed
South Callaway.
the actual runway they're throwing it. So I'll be right back.
Okay. And looking out there, I thought the boys' discus might have been done, but they're still throwing over there at the boys' discus. So I don't know. We don't have, well, obviously don't have any results, but I still see several Owensville boys over there. So they're still throwing. Don't have a camera to the shot put area. Obviously, they won't. The girls are done over there at shot put. The boys they're waiting to flip flop. Looks like the long jumping is done. There's nobody at the pit now. I don't know when triple jump starts, if they did that all at the same time or what. I'm not sure on that. Pole vaulting's going on. Big clear by somebody over there. I don't know who that's. Not Owensville. It's that looks like for sure a South Callaway. I see the difference in jerseys now. We're getting ready to do the 4x100, I believe. Yes, 4x1 is getting ready to start. The girls are getting to their positions.
Good news. I recruited another cameraman.
Oh.
Chris is going to help us on the roof.
Chris.
Waymeyer. He's going to help us up there. And looks like Granite is on his way back up.
Granite Cam is coming to the booth.
All right. And what do we got going on the track right now? Anything?
4x100 is getting ready to start.
4x1. Oh, okay. That's exciting.
That's fast.
Yes. So we're about. So we are back on this running. We are back on the schedule here. So we got the 400-meter relays, the 400-meter dash, the 800-meter run.
Yes, we still have 200-meter dash is still to go.
And then the 1,600-meter relay. So that's the 4x4.
Yes, 4x4. We still have the 3,200-meter relay too. If it's a relay, I don't know. I'm assuming it's a relay. They might have that wrong, but
What's up, Granite? We'll be right back. What's up, Granite?
yeah.
I'm gonna be heading out.
Okay. You still good to go up? Yeah. Sweet. I will take care of this. Thank you for your help, Granite.
Okay.
Much appreciation.
I should be able to help Thursday, unless it's raining.
If it's good weather, I'll probably have you fly the drone. So
Okay.
one can only hope.
You gonna stay here?
We're getting ready to.
Dropping out on us.
Looks like the
Are you heading up top?
2.
I'll
Nope.
show you what to do up there.
So we got one.
You can talk to him.
We got one.
You can talk down to you if you need it.
The third leg is still showing the red. They're not ready to. Okay, now I got the go ahead. It looks like the races are ready to go. We get the Coach Crow in the starter position, and he'll be. He's checking with the scoring table, I think. Now he's talking to them, to the runners. Runners are getting ready. For our, and I keep having to jump back and forth with these papers here. The 4x100, Lena Lebish, Violet Laval, Tone Kira, and Lucy Grinke. And the race is off. I think that's Lebish out in front, or first leg. She's handing off to Violet Laval, I believe. Oh, made a little rough handoff there, but that cost us a little bit. They're coming around. She left too soon. Oh, okay, good handoff. And looks like we got a 4th place finish for Owensville. Now the boys will be coming up, and then a 4x1. Let me look through and see who. Four by 100-meter relay for the boys will be Liam Rasmussen, Ricky Marquez, Xavier Bayless, and maybe Charlie Katzoff. Looks like Connor Wellman's on standby if need be. I can hear Coach Crow yelling, telling the runners to get in position. Let's go, let's go. He has no tolerance for dawdling.
All right. I am back. Got a camera up top now. which will be nice for an eye in the sky. This camera right here is being manned by Mr. Christopher Waymeyer, middle schooler here, helping us out today. So very thankful for Chris.
Oh.
This one is where I have control in here. What do we got here? It looks like Liam Rasmussen.
Ricky Marquez is on the second leg.
Okay.
Xavier Bayless is third leg, and then they got Charlie Ketzoff and Connor Wellman. Well, we know Connor's probably not running because he's
Yes, I
he's
see
man-
Charlie down there.
So Charlie's on the fourth leg then. So that's our first four. Connor's was just back up or in case they needed somebody. One of those guys couldn't go. So we'll see where we're at on this.
All right, I'll take a look at what that looks like. Yeah, we get the high jump hit from here.
I can't tell. I guess we've got girls jumping now, maybe. I don't see guys. Of course, it's this. Like I said, these pole vaulting and high jumping, those events kind of drag on a little bit because a lot of those guys dual sports, so to speak. They're running sprints and they're doing this and they're doing that, and they got to kind of wait for them. No, it is girls going right now. So
She cleared.
she cleared it.
It's got to be a lot to instill some responsibility in these guys because they have to know where they're going to be.
Right. Yeah, they have to know how the meets are run. You can't miss your call. And a lot of times, so some of these guys, like on the vaulting especially, they won't start at the low bars. They'll wait, and they'll pass. Oh, I think we just went off. We did.
Okay, so our relay here has started.
Liam's. We got the outside lane. No, we got the inside lane. So, okay, good.
You see Ricky Marquez take off there.
Woo.
He's got some speed.
That dude's got some wheels on him.
Yes, he does.
Good handoff. Good handoffs will make or break a relay team in a race like this because it's all you got, and then you got to have good handoffs, and that's another good one.
And
Solid.
Charlie with a great.
That's solid run right there.
My goodness. Yeah, the fundamentals of the handoff seem to be extremely important, especially in the shorter relays.
Exactly, because it has to be smooth. Or you bobble a handoff or just a little bit. It's 2 or 3 steps. It could be. That's when you fall behind 2 or 3 steps in 100 meters. It's hard to make that back up.
Right.
You have to have someone really special that can make up that kind of ground on another runner. Yeah, that was those all the 3 handoffs looked really good. So Owensville finished first in that one, and that's the only heat there is. So there's not a.
Athletes, this is a second call for the boys 400-meter dash.
I don't know
Second
what's
call, boys,
next.
400-meter dash. And first call for girls.
Girls were
300-meter
lining up
hurdles.
down there.
First call girls 300-meter hurdles.
Is it the hurdles? No, it's not the hurdles yet.
Oh, that is. Well, we're going to lose our eye in the sky for a moment. I know that because Chris said he had to set up hurdles.
I'm not sure we're set up for the 300s. Nobody going out there yet, so I'm trying to figure out. Might be 400-meter dash. I can't remember. I'm just trying to see where everybody's lining up because we got people down the bullpen down there. They call that the bullpen down there at the very back of the track there.
Oh, yes.
And so there's groups down there. I'm just trying to figure out what I'm looking at.
Yeah, there's quite a few people down there. You're right. Looks like Chris has got us down there on the high jump pit. See what we got going here for high jump. Unable to clear that bar from South Callaway, it looks like.
I'm thinking we're doing 400. Open 4, it looks like to me.
When you say open 400, what's open 400 mean? Does that just mean anybody can run it?
No, well, open is just it's just the straight 400, as opposed to a relay.
Okay. So it looks like we're going to get started down here. So I guess everything that's at least 400 meters starts right down here, right?
Yes.
Okay. But, like, hurdles are the only thing that really start down there? Or 100-meter dashes?
The 100-meter dash and the 100-meter of the dash and the hurdle starts down there. And then your 400s but even like, okay, so yeah, your 400s and your 800s and your miles, 3200s all start at that starting line.
Mm-hmm.
Basically the finish line. Your 300-meter hurdles will start over there at that corner. You're staggered out across the way, basically from that orange cone in the corner, kind of all the way out through there, and then you can kind of see the little orange triangles out there. That's where your blocks go for the hurdles, and then 200 across the way, straight across. You see the other orange. I don't know if you can make out them triangles or not on the track.
Yeah, they're like yellow.
Yellow triangle. Excuse me. That's starting spots for the 200. That's what 200.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Because then you finish at the finish line.
One thing that I did hear Coach Candrell make mention of at one point, Coach Dave, about how our track has really good markings.
Yeah, it makes for efficient for lining up.
Yes.
Everything. I mean, they.
Athletes, may I have your attention, please? This is a first call for girls discus. First call, girls discus.
And I guess we have guys' shot going on right now.
Well, I'm wondering because I'm almost thinking, well, maybe some of those guys that are already done with the discus over there are probably doing their shot because they're measuring. Yeah, so they are doing it. But we still got boys over there at the discus still throwing. So I don't know how.
It seemed like there was a lot more guy throwers.
Boy, there's a ton over there. Well, yeah, we saw how many were on our list. There's a pile of them. 17, I think you said.
And it looks like the what was this race again?
This is the 400.
The 400. Oh man, we're gonna see some people exhausted here in just about a minute now, probably.
Yeah, times will go from anywhere from probably we'll see girls' times roughly probably could say like 105, 107 to probably 130 to 135. Really, I mean, it's a wide range of kids that they are put in the 400 to run it, and usually the ones that are running that far, they don't like running it.
Right.
that the slow times, they don't like running it.
Yeah, that's a tough gig.
It is.
Looks like the lead pack is getting ready to round the bend here on the final home stretch.
Look at the girl from New Haven.
New Haven. She looks like she's finding another level here.
She
Girls triple jump with updated team scores on the back.
Thank you. All right.
Oh, the girl that was in the lead the whole she
fell
hit,
back here.
She hit the wall. She hit that wall, and that's.
May I have your attention?
She hit it about a little after the 300 mark, you'd say.
Yeah, I'd say right after the 300 mark. That's. She's like, this race is a lot further than I thought it was.
Second call for girls 300-meter hurdles.
It's like Autumn Holloway just attempted the high jump. I have updated team scores right now. On the guys' side, according to what I've just been given from Liz Adams, Owensville is on top with 51 points. Father Tolton with 25. And second, South Callaway with 14. New Haven with 10. Sullivan with 10. And Licking with 1. If these are accurate, I have no idea. On the girls' side, a little bit tighter here. Owensville with 37. Father Tolton with 33. New Haven in third with 18. South Callaway in fourth with 17. Licking in fifth with 12. Additionally, I have some numbers here on the boys triple jump. On first place from Sullivan was Peyton Malady. In second place from Owensville was Jay Stu. I thought he jumped really far out there.
He was out there, wasn't he?
Way to go, Jay. Love to see it. In third place was also from Owensville, Xavier Bayless. Way to go.
Good job, Xavier.
And then in fourth, our foreign exchange student from Germany, Lex Mosler. He got fourth place. In fifth place was from New Haven, Dylan Baker. And then in sixth place was from Licking High School, Tyrone Meridian. And then on the girls' triple jump side, in first place from Owensville was Cameron Novak.
She's still jumping distance.
Yes, she is. And then in second place from New Haven, Brooklyn Vogelsang. In third place from Father Tolton, Montana Strobel. In fourth place from Father Tolton, Amy Zimmerman. In fifth place from New Haven, Sophia Long. And then in sixth place from Father Tolton, Sophia Robinson. Nice job, girls. Nice job, guys. All right, this is also the 400 here.
Yes, this is the second heat of the girls.
Looks like we got several girls in this one.
3 girls in there. That Eileen, I believe that's Eileen, and Abby, and Bryn. I'm pretty sure it's Bryn.
Yeah, I think you're right on that. I do think that's Bryn. You see Eileen stretching there a little bit in the front. Yeah, I think we got Bryn in lane 3.
3, it looks like, yeah. Now,
Abby in lane 2.
Yep.
Eileen in lane 4.
And this is where Bryn is she's pretty stout. You know, I think she's a little better at these longer sprints than what Eileen is at the distance. You know,
right.
You know, this kind of falls in the Bryn's wheelhouse right here. So, you know, I'm going to say Bryn's going to win this, but
okay.
Don't disappoint me, Bryn.
Kind of jumping around here. Still got a lot of high jump stuff happening over here. I'll switch this camera over to pole vault here in a little while, but believe it or not, the shot that you see on here right now, Sam, is actually coming from this camera.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
It's kind of crazy how high of quality these cameras retain. This camera's literally right next to me.
What is that digital zoom, or what is that zoom on there?
This one has a 15 times optical zoom.
Wow.
But the retention of quality in the zoom is really, really good.
Yes, not pixelated whatsoever. Oh,
all right, here we
took
go.
off.
We are off. Looks like Eileen is currently in the lead.
Yeah, Eileen's in the lead. Now, see, in the 400, they have to stay in their lanes all the way around.
Right. So the people who are in the outside lane are actually probably a little bit further ahead than it looks right now.
Well,
or the inside lane.
Inside lane. The inside lane helps for sure.
Looks like Bryn is closing the gap, but I guess once they get to the straight stretch, then it's a foot race.
It's all even after that, and I think Eileen might take old Bryn on this.
We got a South Callaway girl here who looks like she's digging deep.
Where'd she come from? She's on the outside.
Oh, she's pushing. Eileen's going to have to hold her off. Looks like South Callaway got Bryn.
Yep, I'm wrong.
Eileen just got her. Bryn in third. It looks like Abby Gibson's going to finish in fourth.
Nice job, girls.
400 run. I'm excited to see those times come up here.
1, 3, and 4.
That's a bushel of points.
Yes. I'm curious to see the time. So we got.
It's a great shot of the girls there after their 400. Man, for those that are watching at home or watching later on after this is posted, I know a lot of times the track athletes will go back and try to see if they can find where their race was, but That's an exhausting one. That is, it's hard to put into words what that feels like, but your legs feel quite literally like Jello.
And it doesn't matter that you run, a 3,200 because it's a different style of running. It's
Right.
It's, you can run miles, but when you have to run a 400-meter sprint, yes, your legs are done.
I have somebody, Michael Buchholz in here says, ask Coach Candrell if they can have javelin throw next year. I believe I haven't heard anything about jav going away. Have you, Sam?
No, I haven't. I don't know.
As far as I'm aware, I don't know a single thing about jav going away, Michael. So I know Michael's joined in on a bunch of broadcasts before.
Yeah,
so
I know, Mike.
Let's see here. Looks like we got some orange down there on the track for this 400.
I think.
Is this another 400 here?
Yes, this would be the boys 400. At least one leg. They might have another heat of boys too. It's the first heat of boys. Mike, is Brock gonna? He's a freshman next year, I think. Right? He's 8th grade this year. You can answer back if you're still listening. That may be why. Maybe
why he's asking.
Maybe that's why he's asking if his boy can
throw jav.
Yeah.
Well, if that is the case, I believe the answer is yes. I haven't heard anything otherwise.
I haven't either. So.
All right, I'm trying to get I'm not sure. Do you have the 400 runners there pulled up anywhere near you?
I did earlier. I thought Zach was one of them.
That would make sense if they're trying to have the distance guys work on a little speed.
So Zach Holtmeyer.
Yeah, I got you on. That's your shot right there.
Am I good?
Yeah, that's a good shot.
I get there.
Yeah.
I'm getting that, and then when they saw on your mark, I'm getting the curve to the straight, and then I'm flipping it to the finish line.
Yeah. No, that's good. I like this shot. I've been following yours every time they get there.
Yeah. Did you get my 4x1 exchange zones?
Yes. Yeah, the exchange zones were super cool. Yeah.
That was my favorite thing. I was like,
if I'm able to get a few more for help, at the next meet, it would be really cool to have them posted because I have 3 of these wireless rigs. To have them posted up, at the someday I'll have 4. It'd be cool to have them posted up at all 4 corners, especially for the hundreds. Who is this kid right here, Connor?
That is Evan. I'm not sure his last name.
It'd be Evan Reed.
Evan Reed. Okay.
I missed.
So here's the takeoff.
Athletes, this is a second call.
He says his best time is 1:08.
300-meter hurdles.
Okay, I'm gonna go back down there.
All right, thanks, Connor.
For the boys, 300-meter hurdles.
Evan looks like he's running well with that pack he's with right there. As though he got a good group that he can stick with.
Yeah, he can. He's making ground up on that corner, so that's good. Gives you somebody to shoot for when you're coming around that corner, especially on the inside lane.
Absolutely. Yeah, he looks like he's running really great with that pack. He's gonna have a race here at the end.
Reel that guy in. Start reeling him in if you can.
There we go. Well, it looks like he's
kind of dying out a little bit.
Sullivan looks like they've got a little bit in the tank there. They're trying to dig out. I think Evan's going to end up in 3rd. And that other orange jersey you see, that's actually Licking. That's not Owensville.
Yeah.
Very confusing.
Thanks for clarifying for that. Now I know when the black back is not us.
Yes, that is confusing though. And they don't have as many people here, so
yeah, that makes sense too.
Because we don't see a ton of them. Oh, here comes Zach.
Zach right now. So I'm going to try to see if I can catch him. His says here is 55.
That's pretty quick.
Yep. It says Tristan Strothkamp, but I don't see him. He must be a scratch because he's not.
He's not down there right now?
Not down there. So Zach is running this one by himself.
Still got some shot put going on over there. I think I see Connor Vogt back there. Yeah, I do see Connor Vogt, and he's back. We pulled him up earlier. He's a senior here at OHS. Football, wrestling, track. Trying to soak it all in this senior year.
Yeah, he's all-around good guy.
Sorry, every time I accidentally pull up that Feel World, that is actually a camera that I've switched to a different one here. So it's It's one of my wireless receivers that's just not hooked up to anything right now. So if you see that pop up, that's what it is. It's a user error. Me making some errors.
Not errors, experience.
Right, we're learning. All right. You know what? I think I'm going to try to position this now to get some of the pole vault. I feel like we've gotten a lot of the high jump for the last little bit here, and we'll go.
It looks like they're getting pretty up there on the pole vault. It's I'm not sure how high that is, but it's higher than I can go by a long way.
Yeah. And for those at home that don't know much about pole vault, which I don't know a ton, but I do know, talking from Coach Candrell and what little bit I have learned, is that it takes a lot of core strength, I think.
Yes, it does.
Usually your pole vaulters, you're going to see them pretty chiseled, I would say.
Yeah,
and
lightweight, speed. You got to have speed. A lot of those higher class pole vaulters, or even high school, they're fast. They got to have that speed to get the pole bend, and then the core comes going inverted and the twisting and all that. It's amazing how they can put it all together.
I believe that was Colton Connor there for OHS. He almost cleared that.
It just clipped it.
All right, looks like we're about to get started here. See Zach Holtmeyer on the screen right now. He's about to run his 400. We'll see how.
Lane 4. He's got the middle lane. He's got people behind him and people in front. I don't think it's going to be, well, I don't know. I'm not going to say, but I'm going to say he's going to run a good race.
Oh, there's the first beep.
I'm not sure what that was.
That was my walkie.
Oh, that was your walkie? It sounded like the
Was
beep.
that you, Chris?
Yeah, I'm gonna need a new battery pretty soon.
I'll get you. Need a new battery up there. I'll get him after this race.
Okay,
All
race
right,
is off.
Zach is off. Got the Chris cam here. Oh, man. He looks like he's getting with that pack already.
Yeah. He's really, when you look at it, he's in the lead because, well, he's already in the lead and he's pulling away.
And he's got the inside track.
Inside track. Nobody inside of him's. Well, that kid behind him in the third lane is the nearest one to him, but he's not going to catch him.
No, I think Zach is about to run away with this thing.
Yeah. Let's go, Zach.
I'm excited to see this time come in.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I got it pretty close.
Okay.
It won't be exact, but it'll be close.
I assume people probably run a little bit quicker when it's a little bit warmer, too. Is that true?
Yes. When it warms up, you get better. Yeah, I got him in a 54.63.
So that would be faster than the time you had down for this year already.
It says 55, so it's going to be pretty similar. That's, I'm going to say it's right at it. Right at it. Or maybe just a little bit less, 54 something.
I'm glad we got the flex on cam there from Zach across the finish line.
He knows where the camera's at.
I think Connor's probably hollering at him.
Connor, tell him, is that all you got? I mean, that's clocking with the sundial.
Hurdle jockeys, we're going to set the hurdles on the black.
I love to see the smiles and the emotion and stuff like that. It makes me happy as a teacher and a coach. Fun to see.
They need to be almost all the, well, 3/4
He's a
way
good
around
kid.
that.
He is. Good race. Good race. All right, looks like.
Now we're getting ready to start the hurdles. We're getting the hurdles set out on the track. And
Chris, are you getting ready to go down for hurdles? Yep, I see it. I'm gonna
bleep.
I'll be right back. I'm going to go get a battery up there for him for when he gets back. Chris, you said that needs a battery up there?
Yeah, I need a new battery.
I'll go get that. You going down for hurdles?
Probably not. We already have one.
So it takes an army of people to set up the hurdles for the 300. They're spaced out all around the track. I don't know. We've got a lot of people on this side, but there's not a lot of people setting up hurdles across the track yet. So I'm counting 6 or 8 people here, but nobody on the hurdles across the way.